Hey there, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in to Sid's Workshop. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about The Broken Raven. This is a sequel to The Good Hawk. It continues the journey of Agatha and Jamie. And once again, Agatha continues to shine. Um, so the novel picks up a few months after the events of The Good Hawk. Agatha and Jamie have saved their clan, and another clan from the Daemons. Pretty much, it takes place in the mythical form of Scotland, Scotia, I believe, is what they call it in the novel. And I liked it. However, I will say this. The Good Hawk I listened to as an audiobook. So I think on some level I enjoyed that one a little bit more because the author writes things the way they sound. Now, that's not bad. I think it's great for young readers who are still kind of figuring out words and reading. I think it would be easier for them to enjoy it because you're reading not all the words, just some words. You're reading the way they would sound, so it does help with growing. This is a book I would give for my kid, and phonetically, there you go. It would help them phonetically learn language. My problem is for experienced readers, you're just kind of squinting. I did spend a lot of time squinting. I'm like, what is this word? I did have to say it out loud. And I'm like, oh, duh, that's what that word is. It's not often. It's just a couple words that are repeated a lot, though. So I did have this sort of just like, I wanted it to be written slightly different. I did want a different style of writing to go into this. But again, that is just me. That is my opinion. My opinion does not have to be your opinion. You might read it and find it completely isn't going to bother you at all. I will say this. At first, it didn't bother me. At first, I was just like taken aback. I was just like, oh, well, this is interesting. But the more it went on, I don't want to say it was a hindrance to me because once, like I said, once you figure out what the author's intent is, and you do figure it out rather quickly with his language, reading it's a breeze. Like, you're just reading it's a breeze because once you figure out, okay, this is what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this word. Once you kind of figure that out, it makes understanding the story a lot easier. It's almost like shorthand, I want to say. Some of these words are just like shorthand words. So early on, one, catches you off guard, and two, it does take a lot of effort on your part as the reader to kind of dissect what it's supposed to be. But after that, it moves like a breeze, and that's why I say it's good for young readers who are learning to read, because they don't have to struggle with trying to figure out big words. It is a word the way it sounds, and I think that was really cool that the author did that. I'm assuming that they did that with the first book as well, but again, I listened to The Good Hawk. I didn't read it. I listened to it as an audiobook. So that's that. But I want to get back to my original thought of Agatha still rocks. I love her so much. I do like how Jamie is still kind of reeling. He's still kind of struggling with all the death that happened in the first novel. He has a lot of, I guess, anger and guilt and sadness. He has a lot of emotions that he's trying to explore throughout the story. And it does take, its toll on him as far as the characterization go. It does kind of put him in just like odds with, some of his even close friends. And then he's also figuring out his sexual identity, because he does like Cray, and he's one of the bow riders from the mainland. And it's not Duth, as they would say in their clan, in Jamie and Agatha's clan. It is not respected to or honored to be attracted to the same gender. But Cray is just kind of like, I'm here. How you doing? He's very arrogant, but I think he's a really good match for Jamie, because they balance each other out and they encourage each other to be better, and they stick to each other. They are friends, and Cray, he doesn't push him. He's just like, in the first book, he's like, I like you. I know you like me too. And I just, so my lips are super chapped today. I think it's great that they are together, kind of. I do like how Jamie, once again, he's still reeling from all the events of the first book, including finding his truth, his sexual identity. He's really just coming to terms with who he is as a person. Now, in this novel, their clan, they're living with another clan, because their enclave, on their land, is still inhabited by the people who betrayed them and sold off their people to the Daemon. Daemon? To the bad guys, who are not gone. The king of the Daemons is blind because of Agatha. She told the bats to blind him, and they did in the first book. But now everyone thought he was dead. He's not dead. And he's going to England to team up with the king, who wants to kill all Scotland, all Scotian people, because there's this prophecy that he's going to be killed by a Scotian. I bet you it's going to be Agatha. I bet you. Or Jamie. But I kind of want it to be Agatha. I just love her so much, I think she's a really good character, and I do love how she is an autistic character. She is autistic. I think that's great. I don't think we see a lot of autistic characters in a lot of literature. Yeah, in TV, sure. But in literature, I don't think we see that all too often. I think I said that with my Good Hawk review. We don't see it that often. But it's empowering to see them represented in literature, especially for Agatha, because she is the hero of the first book. And she keeps saying that I am Agatha. I am the hero. I have to be the hero. She's great. And I love that. I love how she's like, I'm a hero. She calls herself a hero. And I think it's great because she is. And Catriona of this clan, who have taken her in, she does not like this other clan. She's like, we can't support you. Y'all need to leave. Be like, well, we have no place to go. And she stole the shadow creatures, and it broke. Yes, because of Agatha's interfering. So now they're dealing with, they're running out of rations, they're running out of food, and they're on the verge of starving. They can't support two clans because their harvest was burned when the demon came and took their people as well. So there's a lot of tension between these two clans. Some people are for, we will stand with you, we will fight with you, we will help get your enclave back. And then there are other people just like, we can't risk it, we've already lost so much, please just leave, make a home somewhere else, but not here. So this clan is divided, and there is a lot of tension here. First of all, Katrina is not a good person. She's not. You learn that. You get the sense of that early on, and later on you get to see that she is diabolical. Ugh. I can only imagine what she's going to do in the third book. My mind is spinning with possibilities. Can't wait to read it. But, just like there was the Queen Nahara in the first book, who controlled the shadow things, we do get to meet the mage who created the shadow things for her and her royal family. We also get introduced into a third perspective, Sigrid. She's part of the Damon's clan, but she doesn't agree with this king at all. She's not a fan, and her mother sells her to this king to be his eyes. So she's chained to him. She is forced to be his servant. She's treated like a dog, less than a dog. Hardly given food, just scraps from the table, forced to sleep on the floor, chained to this man. But I like Sigrid as a character. She's young. I think she's probably the same age as Agatha. Maybe a little younger. I'd say she's 12. I'm not really sure of Agatha and Jamie's ages. For me, they seem a little older. Almost like they're 14 to 16. Sigrid's voice, though, she's definitely young. We know her age because they tell us her age. But she sounds older. Like she has more wisdom to her. And I think she does because she's, she has to take care of her mother. Her mother drinks herself into stupors. She has to support her family, basically. So I think that tends to force people to grow up rather quickly. So that's probably why she sounds much older, despite her age. And she does team up with she does team up with other people to warn Agatha and Jamie and their clan of the invasion of the Daemons and King Edmund, the King of England's ruler. She does risk her life to journey all the way over here to warn them of this invasion. And that's how the story, ends. And I think it's really cool. I think it's a very cool way that the story has developed. I think the characterization is spot on. I think the voices are spot on. I think it really is a thoughtful story. So I really love it. And I love how Agatha continues to shine. And I love how Jamie develops, has more depth. A lot happened, and he has to learn to deal with it, to think of the good moments, like Agatha says, and not let yourself drown in all the sorrow that happened. I think those are very wise words that come from her, and I love them so much. So on that note, this was The Broken Raven by Joseph Elliott, sequel to The Good Hawk. I'm going to go ahead and give it 4.5, 4 out of 5 stars. It didn't quite blow me away. Like I said, I think it's great for early readers because it does do a phonetic style of writing. So I'll say that. I did enjoy that. It did make it really easy to read. Let me say that. Very easy to read. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I will include a link in the description below. If you want to go ahead and check it out from your local library, please do so. And support your local library. Get Libby or Overdrive. You can get ebooks, audiobooks, curbside pickup. And I hope you all continue to support me by liking my channel, subscribing to it, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.